And sure enough, he finds them. Well, he would take on these convoys. As a matter of fact, he's credited for taking out German armor, including a Tiger tank, depending upon the information source that you look up. He called his airplane Rosie the Rocketeer. Just a stock standard L-4 with 3 bazookas under each wing. Not exactly something you can find common these days. But here's the beauty of it. Now, Major Carpenter, or Bazooka Charlie as he got to be called, he survived the war, went back to his job being a history teacher. Passed away in 1968, I believe, of cancer. But his airplane still exists. Now, it was in a museum over in Austria. Strange place for it to end up. But recently, I understand it's been moved back to the United States. This is a good thing. It's a fitting monument to a man who had a lot of guts and perhaps a touch of insanity. The crazy part about this is that he got himself into a little bit of a scream. We had a special event yesterday. Our air boss up here, Greg Whitburn, turned the big 7-0. Oh, we got a go around, it looks like here. Yay! Greg, you got one fan. You know what they say, that 70 is the new 70. Now you will see some of these L-birds are going to land on the grass strip next to the runway. The idea being is that it helps maintain control of the aircraft. It's actually easier to land on grass than it is on pavement, and also it saves on wear and tear on the tires. Oh yeah, and the brakes too. Because when you land on grass, you know you do much braking as you do on asphalt. Okay, we got one more L-bird to recover here. I'll continue to go around. Festival, we have all 3 classes. And not only do we have all 3 classes, but we're going to demonstrate them for you as well. And here's an L-bird, I believe it. And here we go. It's on the roll. That engine sounds like it's going to quit, but that is exactly how a 5-cylinder radial engine sounds. Now these are the primary trainers. This up in Canada for flight training because it does tend to get just a skosh chilly up there in the wintertime. And following him all is Jacob Nee in the Ryan PT-22. Airplane sounds like it's powered by a couple of Harley Davidsons, doesn't it? It's a neat sound, very distinctive. 22. For those of you who are up on aviation history, the Ryan Company built the Spirit of St. Louis, the one airplane that Charles Lindbergh flew across the Atlantic solo many years ago. I think it was like 1920 something. You're staying hydrated, right? You got something cold to drink? See a lot of people wandering around here today with water ice. That's a terrific idea. It's an air conditioner in a cup. And there's Jacob D. He's going to be coming in just a moment. Now we got a great holding pattern on here while the people, the ground crew, prepare bamboo bedding for takeoff. You saw them pulling the propellers through. This is a common practice with radial engines because the lower cylinders on these engines will collect oil. And if you have too much oil, you can't compress oil. If you hit the starter on an engine that's got too much oil in the lower cylinders, a condition called hydrolock happens, and the end result is you break expensive parts on the engine. We really want to avoid that at all costs, so that's why they pull the propellers through. If it's hydrolock and you're pulling on the propeller, you know it immediately and you can save the engine. All you have to do is to pull one of the lower spark plugs off the lower cylinders and turn the engine, and that will clear the oil. And then you can safely start